Hello and welcome to episode 57 of I Will Cast Anything. We're on Antiga Shipyard for a TVZ. The red Terran player spawning in the left hand position is TheSituation, and the blue Zerg player spawning in the right hand position is MAXATMA. Doesn't even bear mentioning at this point in time, I suppose, to mention that TheSituation is my friend, but I will mention it anyway. And say mentioned 3 times in the process. And this is the last of a set of 3 that he sent me, going through all of the matchups. So we saw him win in the mirror matchup, lose against Protoss. Might have got that the wrong way around actually. But anyway, this is the TVZ and it's the last of the 3. And in both of the previous games he's gone for early reactored Hellions put into a medvac and dropped into his opponent's base in an attempt to kill workers as an early harass. And it worked very well in the first game and pretty poorly in the second game. See if he goes for it again. You'd in theory think that Hellions would be most effective against Zerg out of all of the 3 matchups. They're certainly most often used against Zerg, I would say. This Zerg is not building an early spawning pool, producing a lot of drones at the moment, while our Terran player is working on the barracks supply depot wall off and let one little drone in, which is to be expected, which will get a count of the workers, see that no gas has been taken, so it doesn't have to worry about, you know, fast cloak banshee, anything like that. And hatchery first for the Zerg player, very safe, having seen and scouted what has been scouted. Looks like TheSituation is scouting off in the wrong spot at the moment, but we'll shortly get to his opponent's base and also be pretty happy to see no early attacks coming his way. Now we will get to see, well, not right now, but in a little bit we'll get to see if TheSituation is indeed going to go straight up to Starport Tech once again, or if he's going to play a little bit more standard spawning pool down at 18 supply for Zerg player. Going to finish up roughly around the same time as this hatchery. Overlord is gradually trundling across to scout out this position where TheSituation is also building an expansion. So TheSituation playing quite differently from what I saw in the previous 2 games. Not going for the one base pressure, but rather choosing to expand early on. Both players going for pretty macro opening. TheSituation now has his own scout, sees the spawning pool not even done. And that is great news, because there's not going to be any aggression at all. Second hatch is finished and the spawning pool is now done, and queens will be on the way to start those larva injects and really get production up. TheSituation is thinking defensive, getting a bunker and taking double gas. So definitely a very, very different opening from TheSituation this time. Going for 1 racks, fast expand, and a quick third hatchery. That is a very macro play from MAXATMA, and quite an unusual play. Not even going for a quick third expand, just getting another hatchery, wanting to get tons and tons of larvae. I would have to assume this is just going to be for Ling aggression. I mean, there's, well, I was going to say there's no gas taken, but is right now taking those gases. Curious. Yeah, I think maybe mass speedling out of 3 hatch would be my guess for this, but I'm not sure. It's not something I've seen. I'm very curious to see how it plays out. TheSituation sending another scout across to see what's going on. Will, I think, oh no, scouting for the 3rd in the normal place you'd expect it to first. Behind this, now throwing up some more barracks, going all the way up to 3 barracks and a factory off this 2 base. Behind on workers, but not terribly so. And did he get a scout off of that hatch? Yes, he did. So knows that there's another hatchery there. Doesn't know what it's for yet. Only queens so far. No lings yet from MAXATMA, but sitting on 7 larvae right now and injecting away. I think at some point he's just going to build a ton of lings and flood across the map, but that might not be his plan. Nope, maybe not. 3 bases, 4 hatcheries. This is crazy. Evo chamber now. Maybe that's a bit of a wall off there. Still no unit production, no other tech structures, anything like that. this is a really interesting opening for MAXATMA. I quite like this. Situation probably not quite sure what's going on, so just getting his production up. Another factory is on the way. Starting to work on those upgrades. Stim is coming. Marines and Marauders are starting to build in numbers. And MAXATMA getting metabolic boost, speed for that Zergling, so it's going to be able to produce Zerglings off 4 hatcheries. Only 3 queens at the moment, but we'll have another one, and is going to have +1 attack, so I think it is going to be just a very macro, very defensive opening, and then flood with lings, because there's no other tech structures going down yet. A couple of defensive spore crawlers in case an air attack comes in. Now the situation is going to scout this, see all of the bases that his opponent has, think, okay, well, I have a lot of time to build up for my attack, but so does my opponent. We'll have to see if the situation goes for any harassment. Is going for Blue Flame Hellions, which could be a good harassment opportunity. No starport yet. Getting the engineering bay to get upgrades on those bio units. Stim is nearly finished, but still no early aggression, no poking just yet. Huge drone production. MAXATMA is up to 50 drones already, sitting on a huge amount of larvae. Quite a lot of gas as well for the Zerg player. Here comes the Baneling Nest. Okay. Starting to get some tech, starting to get some layer, so not just going to go for some mad early ling aggression. Building this macro hatchery before building the 3rd base and not making any attack using that larva is a really interesting choice. Way supply blocked at the moment. I think an observer must have been, an overlord even must have been sacrificed while I was not paying attention. Lots of Hellions coming out. We've got reactored Hellion production, Blue Flame going on at the moment, and Marines and Marauders as well. And the situation has built up a tasty supply lead, but is going to be falling behind in income fairly soon as the massive droning of his opponent. Here comes some lings, so the aggression is on the way, and the lings are going to be ready for it. Just coming up to the 10-minute mark here. We'll see what MAXATMA is going to be able to do. Blue Flame Hellions, pretty good against lings, but there's going to be a lot of lings in production. Another huge wave of drones hit, and these lings have +1 and speed. 2 sacrificed. There's a lot of Hellions here. I think pure ling is going to be tough. +2 attack is on the way, as is Baneling speed and the infestation pit, but this 3rd base could be in trouble, or is the situation going to push up the middle? The Spine Crawler is unburrowed and it's going to die anyway. All these Blue Flame Hellions are going to come in. Queen is going to go down, and the situation is doing tons of damage already. 2 queens killed. The Banelings are trying to morph in here. Can they be killed beforehand? I don't think so. They've got a lot of armor. Oh, how many are going to pop? It's going to be crucial. Structures are getting destroyed down below. The Banelings come out. They don't have speed, but they do clean up all of the Hellions. They will save the infestation pit for now, but only temporarily, and this force is still causing huge amount of trouble. The infestation pit has gone down, and more units are rallying across the map. Oh no, in fact one just survived up here. Only 8 workers killed so far, but the supply difference is massive, and the tech structures are dropping really quickly for MAXATMA. Going to lose his Baneling Nest too, so now just operating off of a spawning pool, flooding with lings as fast as possible. Has no queens for larva injects, I don't think. No, has 2 queens left via the main and over at this base here. Not doing too bad. Going to lose the lair. This is really bad. We'll not be able to get that infestation pit back for a long time. Can he save it? Yes, he does! I thought that was done for sure. Those lings got there just in time. Big damn heroes that they are. The layer is saved, and MAXATMA has some chance in this game. Behind this, TheSituation is taking a 3rd. Now has a lead in workers thanks to doing some kills and eliminating some buildings. Done some very effective harassment here. Baneling Nest is being reconstructed. Large numbers of Zerglings coming out from MAXATMA. Supply pushing up to equal with +1. Needs to recover those queens. Gonna be ahead in upgrades pretty comfortably. We see +1 armor on the way, +1 weapons, just +1 weapons even already done for TheSituation. Gonna be spreading out to those 3 bases, getting double armory, getting 3 more barracks, so kicking it up a gear is TheSituation, while MAXATMA is in recovery mode completely, morphing in a ton of Banelings. I think did lose that evolution chamber. Is Baneling speed ever get finished? Not entirely certain if it did. And is going to have that infestation pit back up, but has no infestors yet, and these blue flame Hellions are coming in again. Take down this evolution chamber if they want to. Oh, the Banelings do not have speed and are forced to come around the long way, but they are going to get a good connect, I think, going around. Not great Baneling connects, but a ton of Zerglings swarm in. They're going to clean out the Marines back here. Now the blue flame Hellions come in and they just roast them every time with no armor upgrades. So many Lings though, clean it all up. MAXATMA scrambling to stay alive, but somehow holding. Has a ton of Lings, going to go for the counter now. I think this is a good idea. Needs to buy some time to just recover a little bit. Didn't get any more worker kills, but just more structure damage. Now re-getting Baneling speed, starting to think about making infestors. 4th base taken by the situation, starting to mine a little bit from this 3rd, but not much yet. Getting another factory and really working on those upgrades now. Getting infantry weapons 2 and vehicle weapons +1. Vehicle armor +1. Drop is on the way. Blue flame Hellions heading for this base over here, this 3rd base. Burrow coming, and also Hive Tech from MAXATMA, but way behind on supply at the moment. Doesn't have much to fight this off. There's a Spore and 2 Spines, which will be able to clear out most of this, so I don't think it's going to do a huge amount of damage. One worker is going to go down, and all these Hellions are going to be cleaned up, but the workers are hanging out in a slightly dangerous spot. Well, did get a few kills, but not the greatest bit of harassment there. MAXATMA staying in touch here. Huge worker lead for the situation at this point. A lot of gas for MAXATMA. I don't think any evolution chambers left. Getting another macro hatch, so just wants that larva. Has the infestation pit, but no infestors yet. Oh, is building another evolution chamber now finally to work on those armor upgrades needed desperately to keep these Lings alive a little bit longer. Looks like there might be another drop. Not many medvacs have been produced by the situation yet. Doesn't have many starports at all, I think. I'm trying to find. Where's the starport? Here there is. Only one starport. Here come the infestors. 11 infestors on the way for MAXATMA. But the push is coming again. Not quite as many blue flame Hellions before. The Banelings go in. Speed Banelings cleaning out the Hellions pretty quickly. And good connections on the Marines as well. They melt away, but there are tons of Marauders left, and they are more than enough to deal with the remaining Zerglings. 8 Marauders. Not on fantastic health. Scanning and going in to pick off the creep. And once again, MAXATMA is exposed. Gonna have 11 infestors though, and with those glands, we'll have some fungals to drop down, but 2 of them rally out and die straight away. That is unfortunately going to lose a queen. And this huge infestor force is coming up from behind. There goes the first fungal, finally pulling some drones. A couple of extra Lings and can clean this up. MAXATMA once again on the receiving end of the aggression, taking a lot of hits. Losing the drones. 17 drones killed so far. Has this hive, but has no hive tech, and hugely behind on the upgrades at this point. Not researching anything over here. Has +2 attack. That is it against +1/+2 ground infantry and +1/+1 vehicles for the situation. And look at all these upgrades coming for the situation. +3 ground weapons, +2/+2 for vehicles, and +2 ground armor. It'll be huge for the situation. Mining on all these bases, getting another command center, because why not? Still even mining, still massively saturated down here on this natural. Mining on that main, and just Ling Baneling, just nothing but Ling Baneling. Where are all these infestors? Chilling, building up energy. MAXATMA behind nearly maximal supply to 120. Going to be tough to hold. Banelings not super effective against the blue flame Hellions, which are now going to sweep inwards and try and do some more damage. MAXATMA not really sure what to do here, sitting on a ton of money and plenty of larvae, but not doing that much. Trying to morph in some Banelings to protect himself here. Some good fungals are going down. Some deaths are happening. The blue flame Hellions are up in this third, wreaking havoc. More fungals go down on the Marines. These Banelings are going to morph and roll down soon. I think this Marine force is going to get cleaned up. It does all die. The Marauders die. Marines die. Just blue flame Hellions left. They die too. Banelings clean up everything there. 2 Marauders and 1 Marine left out here. Banelings desperately trying to morph in. That macro hatch finally dies. And Broodlings might be enough to clean this up. There are 2 medvacs healing, and they do pick up 1. Up to 24 workers killed. MAXATMA down below 100 supply. Big wave of Lings spawning, and they will push away the last of this Queen coming up to try and deal with these medvacs and their deadly cargo of a single Marauder. MAXATMA reeling once again. Just punch after punch being thrown by the situation in this map. MAXATMA not going for any big counterattack. Finally is going to go for that Ling counterattack. I think that snap back. I'm used to seeing left one borrowed up there. Thor's out now for the situation though, and that upgrade advantage just so big. Ling's turning tail and running. Now has tanks as well. No siege mode, but doesn't really need it. Getting +3/+3 vehicle going. Pretty heavy mech in the late game, which is not something I usually see out of the situation. Plays bio pretty much the whole time. Oh! That whole army of Lings just got massacred there. A few borrowed Banelings, but again hitting on the Hellions, not on the Marines. Mules coming down to repair stuff up before the final push. Situation is maxed out again. Finally upgrade production for MAXATMA, getting +3 attack and +1 ground carapace, and trying to get some Ultralisks, trying to get some hive tech actually on the field, but just so low on the units. I can't see how MAXATMA is going to be able to fight this off. Blue Flame Hellions go up first, soak up the Ling damage, and now the Marine Marauder bolt can come in. Oh, but there were some borrowed Banelings there, and they do hit the bio units, do a lot of damage, but enough are left to kill off the hive. They're going to catch these workers out. Scan goes down to catch all of the borrowed units. Everything is dying for MAXATMA at the moment. Down to just 42 drones. The Ultralisks are coming down, but they're not going to last very long against that Thor. +3 vehicle stuff hasn't even finished the situation yet. It doesn't need it. Now cleaning out Overlord's going to supply block his enemy. I think this game is over. Nothing left to mine at the main for MAXATMA, so only mining on 1 base at the moment, and not even fully saturated on that base. Huge income disparity. Huge supply disparity. Getting some good Baneling hits up here in the main base. Oh, and might even catch some from behind. Does indeed. There's still a tank and a Thor though. And +3/+3 about to finish. The destruction's going to continue to rain down. Banelings do continue to come out. These hatcheries now on their fire. All these workers hiding over here, desperate for their lives. And MAXATMA not giving up yet for whatever reason. Continuing to build command centers is the situation. Has so much cash. Why not? Maxed out. MAXATMA mining off the space, rallying out small groups of Lings, but this Thor just sitting here. 13 kills on it. Tons of health. All of these units have a bunch of kills. Oh, there are some spines over here. Watch out for that. Ling's gonna come in. Might get a single Marauder. Yes, they do. Might get a second. Yes, they do. Thor has been whittled down quite heavily, but still alive. And MAXATMA not willing to say uncle. Rebuilding the spawning pool at this third. Has 4 spine crawlers. Oh, sorry, many more than that. 5 spine crawlers here and 1 back here. 6 in total to defend this, but it's completely sacrificed the main. The spawning pool is going to die pretty shortly because it's now off creep. These workers are lucky to have survived. This small force of the situation, moving down, hanging around, rebuilding his army back home, just has a ton of Thors, going to be able to stomp this whenever he wants. Fully upgraded Thors. Building armor being researched by the situation now. That's how far ahead he is. The spawning pool slowly bleeding out. And here comes the move out by the situation. Playing very slowly with this mech armor, while the Baneling nest is rebuilt and a macro hatch is rebuilt by MAXATMA. Just dogged determination here from Zerg, just not willing to give up. There's a small force coming to break the rocks, which will open the other angle of attack, which is not defended by spine crawlers. Looks like Lings are going to come out. There are Blue Flame Hellions waiting for them, and this base is not long for this world. I think 5 Thors stomping their way up with their disco lights flashing. and even it would take perfect baneling hits, and I don't think even perfect baneling hits would be enough to win this. This macro hatch is going to die. This spine crawler, spore crawler, even out in the middle of nowhere is going to die. Spines are going to die one by one. Banelings are going. I don't know where the banelings are going. Looks like they're coming back now. And the spawning pool is dead again. And now the banelings come in. They're going to get quite a good surround. That is, well, I said it would take better than perfect baneling hits, and I think that was a perfect baneling hit. Now the workers are pulled. They're all going to die too. Might the workers kill this Thor? 30 health. I think it's just going to live. Maybe. Brave, brave noble workers. MAXATMA down to 9 supply now. Still not getting... This is almost at the point of BM right now. The situation is taking another base over here. Just throwing down command sensors wildly at this point in the game. Getting ship weapons and turret range. Getting battle cruisers. That's when you know Etern is pissed. Mules coming down. Just for mana, not for repairs. Situation looks like he might have to completely kill his players. MAXATMA gonna GG now that they have been revealed. Oh, yes. Well, no, not exactly. But gonna leave the game as TheSituation plans to throw down another 3 command centers, because why not? Shame we didn't get to see battleships, battle cruisers.